going to work here most effectively and design.
Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. Thank you for joining us. I am Olajide Bello. First, the headlines.
Combating this prevalent security threat effectively demands collaborative efforts from all African countries to continue working together.
His commitment to a secured Nigeria with opportunities for all to thrive. Federal government set to evolve workable strategies to facilitate effective and timely completion of major road projects. More calls go out to Nigerian youth to call off planned protests. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says his administration is committed to providing an environment where all Nigerians are secured and have the opportunity to thrive. The president stated this in a message to the graduation ceremony at Senior Course 46 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji. Haruna Mohammed reports.
They are Nigerian and Allied Course 46 participants of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, having been trained and equipped in command tactics, critical thinking, intelligence and communication skills required as mid-level commanders for 50 weeks in the college, now worthy to be conferred with the prestigious award of Past Staff Course, PSC.
Hereby confer on you, one and all, the symbol Past Staff Course.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whose message was presented by Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa, assured of his unwavering support in enhancing the combat effectiveness, operational capabilities, and training necessary to eliminate security threats confronting the country.
Specifics of your training, which centered mostly on countering these threats, are mostly timely. Combating these prevalent security threats effectively demands collaborative efforts from all African countries to continue working together at all levels to achieve lasting peace in our respective developmental goals.
He also enjoined Nigerians to be patient with recent challenges as efforts are being made to overcome the situation.
We should never allow anyone to take advantage of us by telling us to come out for whatever reason. Every country in the world is going through crisis. It's not only Nigeria. The president himself is doing so much to ensure that there is peace in Nigeria. Developmental efforts are being put in place to carry everybody along, and we just want that understanding.
The top-notch training received by the Senior Course 46 is expected to reflect in pursuit of national security imperative as they are deployed back to the field. From the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, engaging Army project officers to effectively utilize the knowledge gained from capacity building workshop for project management held in Makadi, the Benue State capital. Blessing Ameche report by the Army Chief was represented by the Managing Director of Nigerian Army Post Housing Development Limited, Major General Joseph Omali.
The 5-day project management workshop organized by the Nigerian Army Special Projects featured presentations, discussion sessions, and a demonstration.
Too many skilled people around you. You need less specialized equipment to lay it. Once you have good people that can lay.
During the workshop, participants were taken through the tenets of innovation and adaptability as it affects the Nigerian Army and construction industry at large.
We have to continue looking at this issue of human beings, the training and imbibing in them the ethical aspects of using these tools to create a more innovative approach to project management.
Managing Director, Nigerian Army Post Housing Development Limited, Major General Joseph Omali, who stood in for the Chief of Army Staff, says the takeaway from the workshop will enhance the capacity of participants for project management.
As we come to the end of the Project Management Workshop 2024, I expect more efficient project management in the Nigerian Army going forward. I must remind the participants that the workshop has opened the door and they have the duty of building on a solid foundation to develop themselves.
High point of the ceremony was the presentation of certificate to participants. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
The federal government is evolving workable strategies to facilitate effective and timely completion of major road projects across the country. Minister of Works Dave Umahi disclosed this during handing over of uncompleted portions along Section 2 and 3 of the Abuja Cano Road Reconstruction Project. New contractors. Abdullahi Mustafa has the details.
The Kano-Zaria Road is among the busiest highways in Nigeria. The road is an extension of the Abuja-Kano Highway being reconstructed by the federal government. 6 years into the commencement of work, this section of the project is nearing completion and already being used by motorists. Only 17 out of the 137 kilometers between Zaria and Kano is yet to be covered. To accelerate execution and completion, 2 additional firms have been engaged by the federal government under tax credit initiative.
To ensure that we have this road completed
by 29th of May, we had to dissect the road into 3. And so we gave the first section to Dangote to be done by high-tech with reinforced concrete. And the second section, we left it for Beja, that's 82 by 2, to be done with asphalt, as they have been doing. And then the last section is about 17 kilometers, and is to be done by Bua.
Concrete, he disclosed, is to be used in pavement works along the uncompleted portion and is to be completed within 6 months. The minister also flagged off Operation Fill the Roads, where he directed controllers and regional directors to use part of contingency funds in filling potholes and failed portions along highways. In Cano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
The nation is always as good as its citizens. This is what resonated at the opening of the 17th National Annual Conference of the Women in Dawa held in Cano. Amin Umar reports that the theme for this year is Harmony in Action, fostering dialogue, collaboration and righteous conduct for societal renewal.
The convergence of women from all over Nigeria in Cano for the common goal under one umbrella, the Women in Da'wah. Their goal is to have a nation that prides itself with citizens that are morally sound and spiritually upright. The theme for this year is in line with the thought, which is coming at a time when moral rejuvenation is most needed.
And religious leaders should play a vital role in this regard, and they should stand up to teach the truth to people, to teach them about the instrumentality of moral uprightness in human societies. Leaders should give exemplary leadership.
The National Amira of the Women in Da'wah, Mariam Usman, informed the gathering that within the 21 years of existence, the group has succeeded in addressing numerous societal challenges through education, empowerment, and support to women and youth, especially the orphans.
Everybody has a role to play in what is happening in the country right now. The government, the people, and especially women as mothers. As we are the first school for our children, I think we have a great role to play.
Speakers, including the Secretary to the Borno State government, who represented Governor Babagana Zulum, Emir Muhammad Sunusi, and the representative of wife of former Vice President Amina Namadi Sambo, and spouses of Kano, Katsina, and Jigawa State governors, among others, all stressed the need for a united approach towards addressing moral decadence for a more peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. In Kano, Amin Umar, NTA News.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, at a meeting with squadron commanders, says the force acknowledges the rights of citizens to peaceful protest, but available information at its disposal suggests that the planned protest is a deliberate attempt to destabilize the government and undermine public safety. IGP Egbetokun orders the squadron commanders nationwide to leverage on their expertise to develop and execute robust plans in addressing potential risks and challenges.
Drawing lessons from the 2020 NSAS protest, our paramount objective is to safeguard public safety, maintain law and order, and protect citizens' rights and well-being. I direct you to take all necessary measures to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order in your respective jurisdiction. Strict adherence to established protocols, code of conduct, and the rule of law is paramount. Every officer's action have a profound impact reflecting on the entire police force.
The IGP also emphasized the importance of professionalism, civility, and restraints guided by the principles of fairness and justice while embracing a proactive approach, anticipating potential threats and taking preventive measures. The Comptroller General of Immigration, Kemi Nandap, has directed zonal heads, state command controllers, and divisional immigration officers of the service across the country to be extra vigilant and intensify surveillance in view of the planned nationwide protest by some groups. In a statement, the Comptroller General noted that, in keeping with its responsibility of safeguarding the nation's gateways, the service officers, especially heads of border commands, are tasked to rise to the occasion by ensuring that no foreign element can take advantage of the protest to destabilize the country. You're watching the news at 10 on NTA NEWS24. More reports when we return.
What is fake news? A false information with no verifiable source presented as true story on media platforms with the sole intention of causing injuries, chaos, and disaffection between persons, groups, or countries. Fake news facilitates extremism. Fake news creates panic and distrust. Fake news breeds hatred. Fake news kills. Don't joke with it. Don't be in a rush. Verify your sources and facts. It is better late than fake. This message is brought to you by NTA NEWS24.
Thanks for being there. Governor Omoena of Akwa Ibom State is cautioning protesters in the planned nationwide protest not to give in to acts that could cause wanton destruction of lives and infrastructure across the country. The governor was speaking to newsmen in Uyo upon his arrival from the meeting of Nigerian Governors Forum. Kelvin Samo reports.
Admitting that protest is the right of citizens in a democratic setting, Governor No recalls how peaceful protests have been hijacked by hoodlums and enemies of the state in the past to cause destruction of lives and property. Enumerating some steps taken so far by his government to ease the pains of citizens, the governor reassures that his administration will continue to seek ways of improving the lives of the people in the midst of the present economic challenges to ensure a better future for all.
So I'd like to appeal to the Akwa Ibom people to let us reason together. Our youths and indeed all of us, we are all in this together. There is no one party that is just enjoying while the rest are suffering.
The Department of State Service and other security agencies had earlier cautioned against such protests, outlining its possible negative impact on the nation's peace and the economy. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has taken many critical and courageous steps to address current economic realities in the country and therefore needs the support of Nigerians. Former Special Assistant to the President on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Ita said this while reacting to the planned nationwide protest by some Nigerians. Clement Barikwi has details.
From the onset of the call and mobilization for a nationwide protest, well-meaning Nigerians have continued to lend their voices on the need or otherwise of the protest, while the right to a peaceful demonstration cannot be taken away from any Nigerian who wishes to do so. Former presidential aide Ita Enang believes President Tinubu's led federal government has the capacity and is already addressing some of the reasons for the planned protest.
Nigerians should be confident that His Excellency Mr. President, the governors of the respective states, the police, the state services, the security and intelligence institutions are not going to descend on them in a manner that is undemocratic, that is unconstitutional, and so on. But each of this has to be done within the rules. There are rules of engagement in mass protest.
He says importation of food items has been advocated in some quarters is not a solution to the food crisis in the country.
When you import, you keep impoverishing the people of the country. When you import, you will down the spirit of the manufacturers in this country.
The APC chieftain also speaks on the forthcoming local government elections in Akwa Ibom State, insisting that his party is mobilizing for the exercise, given the autonomy granted this third tier of government. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
More than 45 youth groups and indigenous associations in FCT has resolved to use dialogue to engage leaders towards meeting the yearnings and aspirations of citizens rather than resort into street protests. The youth unanimously took the decision during the FCT Youth Stakeholders Forum in Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
Different groups with varying interests and shades of opinions, all being harmonized for the collective good of the people of the FCT. The FCT Youths Engagement Meeting provided a robust platform for lending their voices on the planned nationwide protest.
They will choose to aggregate their points, strategize, and see how they can meet with government face to face to table their issues in such a way that they will have a robust conversation. And the government will now tell them in response what they have as a plan to address some of their issues. Rather than just gathering mobs and you don't know where they are coming from different angles and not knowing their motives.
The relative peace we are having in FCT is what brings you and I here.
For them, engaging the government on the table of dialogue would be more profitable and result-oriented than hitting the streets that could cause chaos and likely being hijacked by hoodlums.
The outcome of this meeting is we say no to protest. While we are saying no to protest, we believe dialogue is the best way to handle any issues that you have with the government. If you have any problem, you have any challenges, or things are not done right, you can engage the government constructively to get a better feedback than protest.
As it stands, we are resolute and we are watchful. We will not be part of the protest.
While hoping for a better and peaceful FCT, the organized groups say leaders on their part should be more patriotic and solution-driven. Views of all critical stakeholders expressed are expected to form the communique that would be communicated to the government for solutions to the challenges. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Nigerian women, under the auspices of Women for Peace, Security and Social Inclusion Initiative, are calling on all Nigerians, especially the youth, to embrace dialogue against the proposed protest slated to hold on the 1st of August. Ngozi Technical reports on the women's engagement in Abuja.
The women from across the Federation converged on the Eagle Square, recalled that though the August 1 protest may be tagged a peaceful one, but previous peaceful protests have been hijacked by criminals and disgruntled individuals to disrupt national peace and has led to deaths of Nigerians. The women, therefore, appeal to their children and youths in general to shelve the proposed protest as the consequences are enormous.
When protests happen and it turns violent, women and children suffer the most. We are the most vulnerable. We are the ones that may lose husband, lose our children, lose our sister, lose everything around us.
If there's any proof of concept that a very wonderful planned protest can be hijacked, NSAS was a proof of concept of that.
We are aligning with the women as the African Youth Voice to say, please and please, a dialogue is the best and is the way to go for this. The protest should be a no-no.
Other speakers still harped on the need for patience and more time for President Bola Tinubu and his team to turn around the fortunes of Nigeria.
If we allow the protest to hold, it will not only affect the presidency, it will affect the market women, the carpenters, the plumbers, those who have their handwork.
The unity and peaceful coexistence of Nigerians, the women say, supersedes any selfish ambition. In Abuja, Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News24. Here is a quick look at our major stories.
Combating this prevalent security threat effectively demands collaborative efforts from all African countries to continue working together.
President Tinubu harps on his administration's commitment to a secured Nigeria with opportunities for all to thrive. Federal government set to evolve workable strategies to facilitate effective and timely completion of major road projects. More calls go out to Nigerian youth to call off planned protest. Many thanks for being there. The world would have been a better place for everyone if humanity will focus on promoting peace, humanitarian services and advancing the general well-being of all as reflected by the principles of Rotary International. The President, Rotary Club of Apo, Emmanuel Igbarase, stated this during his investiture as the 23rd President of the club and fundraising in Abuja. Ibrahim Belogunda reports.
The Rotary Club of Apo is collectively tackling challenges by reaching out to communities in need. This is in line with its principles by impacting people's life.
For nothing is was done in fear of doubt. We will a Rotary.
The investiture ceremony honors its 23rd president and provided the avenue to highlight the need for unity in service to drive the vision of friendship, comradeship, and the need to be there for each other.
Helping humanity, doing projects, seeking boreholes, renovating of classroom. Those are part of the project I have for this year. And I need a collaboration. I need people's support.
Relationship is the basis that Rotary exists. Yeah? So we made sure that we consolidated friendship on whatever level. And of course, we did a lot of projects.
We'll support our community development initiatives, ranging from basic education and literacy, safe water and sanitation, disease prevention and treatment, maternal and child health, to protecting the environment.
A year of impact, touching lives and making a difference.
Guest speaker presented the vision of Rotary and as well highlights the need to enhance the general well-being of all.
In these uncertain and difficult times, the need for rekindled bond of friendship, camaraderie, fellowship, shared values among members, and compassion in action is more urgent than ever.
New members and members of the Board of Trustees were inaugurated, while awards were presented to those that distinguished themselves in the service to humanity. In Abuja, Ibrahim Belogunda, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.